Moving on, from swelling death rates and a shortage of medical oxygen, India has been under a lot of pressure, hit by a brutal second wave of the coronavirus. The country's death toll now topping 250,000 people, with total cases above 23 million, unfortunately. Philanthropy is especially important in times like these. Bollywood star Sonu Sood has been working non-stop to bring oxygen supplies to the country, prompting his fans to hail him as a savior. In fact, I'm pleased to say on that note, we're joined by the man himself. Sonu Sood is actor and philanthropist, joining us live from Mumbai to share with us his experience of how he has been battling the pandemic in India. So it's so good to see you, and it's so good to see what you're doing on the ground. I do want to start off by asking you, how are you managing to get the resources for all your efforts? How are you managing the funding for all that you're doing to help people?
First of all, thank you so much for having me. And like I always believe, when you try to reach out to someone to help someone, it's not only you that you're doing the groundwork, but there are lots of prayers and lots of wishes that are helping you and driving you to reach out to the needy. When we started with the migrant movement last year, so everything was falling in place. And when people got to know that I was on the ground helping all these people, so a lot of people came, okay, I want to sponsor 1 bus, I want to sponsor 2 bus. And likewise in the second wave, when we are trying to reach out people with the medicines that were not available in the market, oxygen beds. So I started a drive which will say that you need oxygen in any part of the country, I will make sure that it reaches out to you. And a lot of oxygen suppliers, a lot of people who manufacture medicines, they said, we want to help you, and we know that it's going to reach out to the right source. So that's why every single day we are growing. We have most of the team of 400 people that I work with. Most of the people I haven't met, but they have automatically volunteered to join me, and we are trying to reach out to the maximum people.
And that's so heartwarming to hear, Sonu. I do want to, however, understand, because a lot of people tuning in right now would be seeing you as an example of what they can do really to help the situation on the ground. And so could you highlight, by way of an example, of how you've gone about building your network, your connections, because you've been mobilizing high quantities of medical supplies and oxygen supplies in this hour of need?
I remember, I'll give you an example. Day before yesterday, I got a call in the middle of night at 2:30 in a place in Visakhapatnam in India. And they said, someone's oxygen level has dropped up to 60 and they won't survive till morning. And I never knew anyone in Visakhapatnam, but I went through my phone list and I found a number. I said, we have to help. And this gentleman somehow reached that place. We got an ambulance done and we got a bed also. Because now, with God's grace, there's a name that helps me a lot, that people know that Sonu has been helping all the needy whom I have never met ever in my life. So I think that also drives them to work hard. Okay, man, you're calling us at 2:30 a.m. In the morning without knowing the individual. And at least we can do is that we can help you. And this is how it spreads from one state, from one district to every single nook and corner of this country.
Yeah, it is collective effort. There's no taking away from that, Sonu. But I want to understand, how much help and support have you received from within the industry, within Bollywood, within the Indian film industry, that houses, by the way, some of the richest actors in the world? How has been the response internally?
I feel they must be doing their bit on their own also. Though I haven't been able to connect with them for what we're doing. And but yes, lately I've seen a lot of actors, they have started retweeting the help. Lately a lot of actors connected and they said, we want to join, tell us how we can be a part of the whole drive. I always say to them, it's not about giving those 2 hours a day, it's about giving 24 hours. Even 24 hours seem less when a desperate call of a daughter or a parent for their kids happens. So you can't leave that, okay, my 2 hours are over and we can leave that aside. It's a 24/7 job till everything ends. And yes, people are doing, I've seen lately, a lot of actors have come forward. They're trying to reach out to people. They tag me also, and we try to help them. So it's the best part is that everyone is coming forward. It's not about just sitting at home and baking cakes. It's about saving lives.
No, the community has to do its bit. There's no taking away from that, Sonu. But how do you feel about this, you know, at a deeply emotional level? Because this is an emotional story. This is a human story. It's also about social responsibility. You know, this crisis has hit India hard. But what you're doing, you know, many would say is actually the job of the authorities, the local authorities, the state authorities, and the center.
You know, there are two ways to take the situation in hand. Either you leave up to the authorities to do; they must be doing their job the way they want to do it. But when in the last wave, pandemic in 2020, I connected to almost 1 million people whom I helped reaching back to their homes, or getting them jobs, or getting them education facilities, or taking care of their healthcare system. So those 1 million people are now like my volunteers. When I call in the middle of night to some interior village in Bihar, who I helped while going back to their village, you know, he's on his toes. He takes his bikes and he goes all around. So I feel very strong. You know, you ask me anything, I'll make sure that it reaches out to you in any part of the country, anytime, 24/7. So the smile that you can bring on a face, the trust, the faith that they have put on my shoulders keeps me on my toes. And I say there's no stopping. It doesn't really matter how many lives we lose in a thing, but it's about how many lives we can save.
And Sonu, we applaud you for all the efforts that you and other private citizens have carried out during this devastating crisis. But I do wonder, I mean, to Tanvir's point, do you feel that the government has failed its people in some ways?
I feel there would have been better homework that we would have done when the second wave hit. We saw this happening in many countries, that people were dying, and we had large gatherings, you know, where they talk about Kumbh or elections. I think those things would have been avoided. That also led to multiplication of those cases, and now we have seen the pandemic has reached to the interiors of villages where there's no health care system. Imagine in the capital, when people are the most influential people call me in the middle of night. The bureaucrats call me sometimes in the middle of night that we need a bed. Imagine when those people are not able to get a bed, an oxygen, or an injection to save their loved ones. What would have been happening to these poor people in those villages? They'll die a death which they won't be able to reach to the hospitals. A small example: 2 a.m. in the night, we receive a call from Bangalore, which is a major metro city in India. An oxygen was needed for an hospital with 30 patients who would have died if the oxygen wouldn't have reached. I got a call in the middle of night. We activated our team, around almost 10, 12 people, the authorities, people, everyone came, and we got all the oxygen cylinders there for the hospitals. And if we would have been sleeping with our phone switched off, I don't know what would have happened. So we were able to save these 30 lives.
And hearing your perspective, I mean, you've obviously seen some just devastating scenes on the ground there. And I wonder, having been through this, having dealt with bureaucrats at a certain level here, are you tempted to test the political waters yourself? I mean, do you see a political future?
I don't know. It's too early to say anything. But like I said, if I was associated with any political thing, I wouldn't have been able to do the things I'm doing. I don't have to think twice before calling any state, any agency, any authority, you know, to get my job done. But if I would have been in any kind of a political party, so I would have to follow a few protocols, which I am not doing now. I do whatever I feel is right, and I think that's also helping me a lot.
Right. Well, Nancy was, of course, referring to all the social, you know, excitement that there is, or rather banter that there is going on regarding your interests to get into politics. But Sonu, I want to wrap up by getting your thoughts on the larger issue here, which is the wealth gap, right? This pandemic has made the rich richer, the poor poorer, right? And it calls for, of course, a lot of the wealthy out there to start giving back. And I don't only mean giving back money-wise, because that's the easy part. It's about giving back in terms of effort, investment, helping with infrastructure, and really doing the hard work that is needed. And so what's your broad message, given all that you have done? And I know from personal experience that this has not just been about the pandemic. This has been your way of life.
Yeah, it's my way of life. I believe that every single individual has to come forward. Lately I requested all the state governments and the central government that anyone who has lost a parent in the pandemic, there should be a free education throughout, whether it's a private school, whether it's a government school, whether it's higher studies, everyone will get free education. That should be a law that has to come forward. I'm starting a drive where I'm collecting all the data of all the people, the kids who have lost their parents, because I'm in touch with them. I tried to save their families, but I couldn't. And I know how painful it is. So I feel that every individual who has got those resources, we need to come forward. We need to leave everything aside. It's not about giving a check to someone. I think you have to take that responsibility on your own shoulders. Man, this is what I have to do. I'll take care of study. So of all 200 students of this state, 1,000 students of this state, and it has to be a part of your life. It's not about tomorrow when the wave will settle down, everything will become normal. Again, we'll get busy on our shoots or whatever work we are doing. It's about taking that responsibility the way you take the responsibility of your families, your kids, and your parents.
Well, Sonu, we do appreciate you coming to speak to us and appreciate just the example you've set as a role model for so many others. Wishing you and everyone who's been affected the very best. Thanks so much. It's Sonu Sood, actor and philanthropist. Thank you. And we are in the home stretch of the show, but we will be back with another quick market check for you when we return. Stay right here on Street Signs.